EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between our visitors and the Baltimore Ravens. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season, Week 17, is underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
Set 180, 190. Right here. Patch it.
They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On second down, Eckler. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5. Well executed there on second down, so do you go back to the air on third?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a second time.
Got a man, it's complete. Williams. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver there, Allen, and that'll bring up second down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. To throw on second and 10. Rivers, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tim Williams. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers and Rivers after the sack. Working out of the gun, Rivers. It's caught. Shepard. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday, 5th grade. Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations. So he clipped out a football player from a magazine article and pasted his face on the helmet. That's what he wanted to be, and it turned out okay.
Not so bad at all. Remember, he's the son of a coach. And on that play, I think he made the old coach proud with that completion.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. To throw is Rivers. Hunter Henry brings it in. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Virgil Green, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. First carry now for Gus Edwards. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's a run on 1st down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 38-yard line.
Ready up. It's the mic. 44 is the mic. Here we go, here we go.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. Being chased out left. And he's going to keep it here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. A shotgun handoff now to Miller. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Joey Bosa in on the stop. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. But that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5.
Check, 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 check. Check, check. Left, left, left. Right, 89.
Rivers hands off to Eckler. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well. But when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Give them 12 yards there. The Chargers have a first down. Running on first down, Eckler. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. And now time is called as we've got an injured Charger down there on the field. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. They run on first down with Jackson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
First down, Chargers.
Set, 390. Check, 48's the mark.
Rivers now to throw on first down. Complete. It's Henry. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Hunter Henry, his 4th touchdown on the year. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Uchenna Nwosu make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead.
57's the mic. Watch 57. Let's put him on the front.
On third down, Jackson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. The Charger drive about to get going. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field. And that one looks to be in the area where someone was held.
Black 15! Hey, 79! 79!
Watch that in. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. 3 down.
From the gun, Rivers. Looking for Shepard deep. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Rivers now. They'll set up the screen here to Justin Jackson. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And that is incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their futures. They look ahead to the offseason. What spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
On On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson, and he fires one incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a 1st down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you at important times.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
Following the interception here, Rivers nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tim Williams able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. On 2nd down, this is Jackson. It's a gain of 7 on the carry, but they'll need to double that here. It's 3rd and 14. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Here's Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They're still looking at 0 on the scoreboard, and they're going to be hard-pressed to do anything with this field position as they'll start at their 1-yard line.
This almost feels like you're trying to climb Mount Everest because they can put together a decent drive, get a couple of first downs, maybe a 3rd one, and still not even get to midfield. That's a daunting task for this offense.
2nd and 9 at the 2-yard line.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They'll run the jet sweep with Brown, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Jackson on 3rd and long from his end zone. He's going deep for Brown. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. 99 yards as they are now on the board here in the first half. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, There's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. From the gun, Rivers. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Andy Lee now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Returnable for Thomas. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive. And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson, he's going deep for Brown. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
Check. All day, dog. Let's go. Come on.
Jackson, options out left. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Here we go. Took the outlaw. Watch the pass.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Tighten down. There you go.
To throw again, Jackson. And he slings one that's incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He gets it to Brown. Complete. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And Jackson throwing once more. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. That one a first down pickup of 8.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Jackson now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Again, Jackson. Dancing to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make this a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Rivers to throw it. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Tim Williams in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers, and Rivers after the sack. Operating from the gun. Rivers escaping the pressure right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. Allen, the intended receiver. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
That's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Jackson, option right. He can run for it, and he will. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Jackson, options out left. He pitches it. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards the pickup there. Good for a Raven first.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Jackson's throw caught here by Boykin. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. Jackson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Edwards now on 1st and 10. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
On the double. 44 to Mike. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
This time Jackson will throw it. Got a man. It's Brown. And he is going to be stopped at the 12, short of the first down. It'll be a gain of 8, but it also lead to a 4th down. So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker Justin Tucker out onto the field. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Tucker's kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
He's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. On 2nd down, Rivers again. Flushed out right. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Onwuasor. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Jackson. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Uchenna Nwosu in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Now it's Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now Jackson on first down. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Uchenna Nwosu has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Jackson. Over the middle here to Brown. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, and the Ravens have taken the lead. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now 17-14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down. See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. A lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Okay, just like that.
They run again with Jackson, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs, and we'll still get the 1st down. They love being physical.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Jackson, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll try to throw here. Rivers. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Phillip Rivers with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game. And the Chargers are going to retake the lead. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Jackson, option right. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. Well, call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, Whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
No, check that.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And taken right at the 35. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And this game not quite over yet. We'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Justin Jackson, his first touchdown on the year. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Jackson now on 2nd and 10. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
Here's Jackson to throw. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Jackson now. A 3rd down gain of 19. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, it's Edwards. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. He's going to let it fly. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Jackson from the shotgun. And this one's incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
Here we go.
Throwing is Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining.